Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. See what happens when you're not here for a while? You got to get back into the swing of things. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the Knicks were home tonight in the home opener at Madison Square Garden against the Philadelphia 76ers. And it was an unusual home opener because there were no fans. And normally, if there's a home opener at Madison Square Garden, it's going to be packed with fans. But given the way things are today, ladies and gentlemen, there were no fans in the home opener. And the New York Knicks, they needed the fans to bring some energy because they couldn't bring the energy tonight. So they lost to the Philadelphia 76ers. And what ended up being dominant fashion, the Knicks lost 109-89. And let's take a rundown. Look at the box score. We're going to start right from the beginning. Reggie Bullock, ladies and gentlemen, he was 2 for 7 from the field. Again, starting at shooting guard for the New York Knicks. Had 6 points. The Knicks had no help from the point guard or shooting guard positions tonight, at least from that starting five. Julius Randle, he started off the game cooking, man. He had 25 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. He did have 4 turnovers on the night. Shot 11 for 15 from the field. That's 73.3%. Mitchell Robinson played well against big Joel Embiid. He had 11 points, 9 rebounds, couple of block shots. RJ Barrett had one of his roughest nights as a New York Knick, ladies and gentlemen. One of his roughest nights. He was 2 for 9 from the field. He's 2 for 15 from the field. He was 0 for 6 from 3. He did knock down 6 of his 8 free throws for 75%. Grabbed 6 rebounds, 4 assists. He also had 4 turnovers on the night, but RJ Barrett did not play well. And you can see the frustration all over his face, and it's okay though. Right? Because he's going to rebound. Alfred Payton didn't play well again tonight. He was 0 for 6 from the field, 0 for 3 from the three-point line, had 3 rebounds, only 1 assist, had only 1 foul. Alec Burks, he played well again, though. Got to give it to Alec Burks. Alec Burks, he had 22 points, and he may be that third guy that can get buckets for the Knicks. They're going to need him. 5 rebounds, 3 assists for Alec Burks. Noel, he had 4 points, 4 rebounds. Dennis Smith Jr., he played some backup point guard minutes tonight. He had 4 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Kevin Knox had 7 points. 1 powerful dunk that I was hoping was going to turn the Knicks around, but didn't happen that way. As for the Philadelphia 76ers, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the Philadelphia 76ers, and then we're going to get to the group that we have here. The game was dominated for the most part by Joel Embiid. Really dominated inside. He had 27 points, 10 rebounds. He's just a big dude. Hard to stop. Then you had Tobias Harris. He had 17 points, 5 rebounds. Seth Curry had 17 points. Ben Simmons had 15 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Shake Milton, he had 10 points. But you can see Philadelphia played well. They moved the basketball. They kept the ball moving. They took advantage of mismatches and everything that you're supposed to do when you're an NBA team, ladies and gentlemen. Story of the game. Let's get to the group. Hear what guys talking about. You see, we got Divine, Tony Crow, Big Bubba in the building, Josh is in the building, the Prince is in the building. And as a special guest, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, for all of those who are huge hip-hop fans, that should be the most of you, we got the son of legendary. Well, actually, he was here. I don't know where he is. We'll wait until he comes back. Once he gets back, then we'll make the announcement. All right? Let me get to these guys here, and, we'll do what we do. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. Fellas, what's popping with y'all tonight, man? How you feeling? Divine, I'm going to start with you, Divine, man. What's popping with you, man?
Man, everything is good, Sim. I hope everybody had a good Merry Christmas the last couple of days. And third quarter doom. And what's my name? Ben Simmons, his defense is you got to give it to Ben Simmons on the defense. And man, he made it tough for RJ with that big body, and he one of the top defenders in the game, so I can understand that. But the point guard situation was pretty tough. But they fought. But at third quarter doom, pretty much they couldn't get over the hump. But I was impressed with Randle, Alex Burke, Mitchell Robinson. He did his thing. He was all over the place. Kevin Knox had a little shine. So, but we just without match, man. We couldn't do nothing without no shooting, though. Shooting 29% from three ain't going to get it, and 39% from the field definitely not going to get against a team like that. But and we competed. That's all we can ask for. But they were a little bit too much for us tonight, man.
Yeah, a lot bit too much for us tonight, to tell you the truth. A lot bit too much for us. Tony Crow, talk to me, bro.
Salute. Yeah, it's a tough loss. Same standouts. I think Randle, played a very good game. I think he kind of maybe forced it a little bit more in that third quarter. But overall here, I think he had a real solid game. Today, I'm sick of the Julius Randle hate, man. I really am, and I've been hearing it all over the chat. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. There's no merit to it. So I think that's going to be the focus of my discussion for the majority of this. You know what I mean? This talk.
Okay. All right. I mean, it's going to happen. It's going to come no matter what happens. You know what I'm saying? It just is. It's going to happen no matter what. Big Bubba, what's going on, man?
What's going on, Sam? What's going on, Divine, Tony, Josh, everybody? First and foremost, Sam, welcome back, my brother. You've been locked up. We had the free U search ready to go, but they can't hold like they did my man Mitch when he came home. You can't keep a good brother down, man. It's
We're
good
back
to
in
see
the
you,
building.
brother.
We're back in the
We
building.
back, man. And for all you haters out there, this ain't gonna stop us. We don't stop. Can't stop. Won't stop. We're not bad boys though. We don't do people dirty. But yeah, Sam. Look, right. I agree with Tony for this part. This season so far, Julius Randle hasn't been bad. Again, this is going to be a long season. It's only going to get worse tomorrow. We're going to talk about that later. It was tough, man. This point guard play it's bad. It's terrible. It's probably one of the worst it's been for the Knicks in a very long time of the rotation of point guard that we have. But I mean, we're gonna talk about it, so we're gonna talk about it. It's gonna be a long season.
All right, Josh, go ahead, man.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back, Sam. Salute to the chat. Hey, we expect. I mean, I expected. A lot of Knicks fans are kind of delusional, but I expected. I didn't expect the Knicks to win this game. I thought they were pretty much going to go on through the first 3 games of the season based on who we play. Positives that I can take from this game: Julius Randle. Again, without him, where would we be right now? And also, they played better defensively than in the first game. But the biggest thing on my mind was RJ Barrett. I know it was a tough shooting night. And you can tell that he was very frustrated about it. But if you want to be the alpha and you want to be the man on this team, you can't have nights like that. Not only was he bad shooting the basketball, scoring, but also he committed some very, turnovers, some very bad turnovers that was unlike him. And you just simply cannot do that. If you want to be the man on this team, you can't have games like that. You can't have performances like that, let alone at home. Okay, I get it. There was no fans there, but RJ has got to be better. Now I expect him to be better, but can't do it.
He's 20, Josh.
Okay, I'm gonna get to that. We'll get to it. Nobody asked you right now, Big Bubba. Everybody got their turn. Nobody interrupted you. You got to open your mouth. See, there we go already. Anyway, go ahead, Prince, man.
Hey man, welcome back, chat. What's good? You know what I'm saying? Hey, what bird is on fly? Jailbird. All right, so but no, man.
I no doubt I was not flying. I was Listen, I was flying in Twitch. I was flying in Facebook, Sportscast, and all of that. So big shout out to everybody who stuck with me on FB, Sportscast, and Twitch, and all of that, man. But we back in the building. We doing it.
100, man. Like I said, I wasn't too upset at the game, but again, we definitely have to figure out a way to, like you said, either unleash RJ Barrett fully, or we have to find. I was hoping that Kevin would have got us more. I'm not ragging on him, and I hope nobody else does, because I think he played actually a really good game for what the minutes that he got and the possessions that he got. But we need a second or third, just somebody help, because again, like Josh was saying about RJ being the alpha, we need an alpha. Like I said, I think that was one of our biggest Achilles heel in the last, not tonight's game, but the first game, is that we don't have a closer. And again, much like Josh is saying, if we don't have RJ going, then, like we don't really move. But I believe that it was more point guard play and just the fact that our offensive sets really wasn't good. Obviously, that shows us Julius, when he plays good ball like this, it still isn't winning ball. And I'm not hating on Jules. I love him to death. Tone Crow, don't kill me tonight. But again, you know what I'm saying, moving forward, I just believe that, you know what I'm saying, if we would have had a point guard, I think this game wouldn't have been so stagnant in situations. But I'm not blaming nothing on Julius, because again, without Julius' contribution tonight, we would have probably got blew out by 50. So let's not even play, let's not play no games. But look forward to the good show tonight, Sim, and let's get this thing rocking.
All right. And before we even move on, I want to give a shout out to Tamel Griffin in the building. This is the son, ladies and gentlemen. You see him down below. This is the son of the legendary Rakim. If you don't know who Rakim is, then you probably don't belong in this chat if you don't know who Rakim is. Tamel, what's popping with you, brother? How you feeling, man?
Chilling, man. How's everything? Happy holidays and all that.
Yeah, happy holidays to you. Glad you could make it in, man. And we just break it down. Hopefully you saw the game. It was a rough one tonight. We just break it down and, everybody giving their initial opinion of the game. So what's your initial opinion of tonight's game, man?
I mean, it's still like, we still putting up fight, but it's not like we just ain't got something. We missing a couple pieces still. But the players we have, I think is great, especially as far as the young talent, the freshness, the young, you got veterans in there showing the young kids how to keep their game right. So I think that's huge as far as the Knicks, because we haven't had that in a long time as far as veterans showing the youngins that's coming in.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we got kind of veterans, right? Because guys are 26, 27, nobody over 30. Guys that's been in the league for a while. And, as far as everything that Tom Thibodeau is saying, our veterans are definitely trying to do what they can to bring these young guys along. Hopefully they can bring them along sooner than later, you know what I'm saying? Because I know all Knicks fans are tired of losing. But again, ladies and gentlemen, man, Tamel Griffin is with us tonight. That's son of legendary Rakim, man. So, super duper Knicks fan. And he's gonna talk to us a little bit. He's gonna talk to us a little bit later about some of his projects and stuff like that. But I want to get to first. Let's first start with RJ. I want to start with RJ, right? And I'm talking to you, Josh.
Of course, I know.
Talking to you. And this is why. Even Patrick Ewing had nights. Patrick Ewing had a night where he had 1 point, bro. 1 point. And I'm not saying that RJ Barrett is going to be what Patrick Ewing was for the New York Knicks. I'm just saying it's going to happen. You are going to have nights like this in the NBA. It's no doubt about it. You're going to have nights like this in the NBA.
Okay.
Right? My thing is, I mean, we sit and we say, he can't do this if he's going to be the number one guy or this or that. And I disagree, because Patrick Ewing, every number one guy, and we don't know if he is legitimately a number one guy yet, but every number one guy has nights like this. I can guarantee it. You can go back throughout history and look at any number one guy. They're going to have nights like this. Rough nights like
Sam,
this.
I never said that wasn't a possibility for him to have a night like this. That's not where I was coming from with that statement. My thing is, it's like RJ Barrett, we're building around RJ. RJ Barrett is the guy. Am I right or am I wrong?
We don't know that yet,
We're
Joe.
still figuring out if he's the guy.
I
still figuring out.
I thought Toppin was about to be that dude.
Yeah, Toppin got a little ways to go. Toppin still got some ways to go.
Man, they all got a little ways to go.
My point is, RJ Barrett scored 26 points in the first game, and no one said, it's his second year in the NBA. He's still young. He's only 20 years old. No one said anything about that. But he has an off shooting night, and you guys want to go ahead and give him a pass. And I'm saying, no, don't give him no pass.
Josh, wait, hold on. Wait, Josh, here's the thing, though, Josh. I can wholeheartedly say that what he did that first game, going 8 for 8, come on, Josh. The first half he had was an amazing first half. But again, Josh, he's still, if you really want to be technical, Josh, this is still his first season. He ain't playing for 82 games.
Oh my!
No, Joe, no. I'll let you speak, Josh. He still ain't playing 82, and he's 20, bro. I know you're gonna say he's going to be the guy, bro. He's 20 years old. He's gonna, bro. I knew he was gonna have a game like this. One of these games, I didn't know it was gonna be this. I wasn't hoping it was gonna be this game, but we all know he was gonna have a bad game, bro. And we all, especially, I knew this was gonna happen if RJ scored 26 points. We all had the Bleacher Report, all these articles that's RJ Barrett's next, he's next level, 26 points. I knew this was going to happen with RJ I knew it was going to happen, bro. It's okay. He's 20 years old. He'll be okay. He scored 5, 6, whatever points. But you know what, though, Josh? I'll tell you the positive, though. He didn't let his bad shooting affect the other parts of his game.
Facts.
He didn't give up on defense. He didn't have his head down. Was he frustrated? Yes. He was pissed off, which we all should love. He was mad. He's going to get better. But the one thing I took away from that was that he was still engaged. He still had, like I said, he had a decent, good defensive game, and he was still involving his teammates. So those are the things we got to take away. I'll be more concerned with RJ if he let the shooting affect the other parts of his game. That's when I'll be concerned.
He had some turnovers that was very, very bad. That was very questionable.
Josh,
low IQ turnovers. And hold on, Isaiah. I'm not saying that this is going to be the constant from RJ. I expect him to get better. That was the first thing. I expect RJ Barrett to get better because he's a confident dude and he's a dog. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to be the alpha, you can't have games like this. What is wrong with saying that? Why can't we hold these players accountable? Hold these players accountable.
Everybody has a game like that. You just can't put this on RJ. Everybody has a game like that, man.
I'm not putting it on.
Hold on.
I apologize, but just listening to him, I'm like, come on, man.
I know.
Let's go one at a time. Relax.
My bad. My thing is,
guys, my thing is, I'm not putting the game on RJ. RJ wasn't the reason why we lost this game tonight. We're going to lose this game no matter what, okay? Because we just lack talent. But what I'm saying is, you can't have a game like that. You can't have a shooting night like that. That cannot happen. So what's wrong with holding them accountable? I understand it happens.
Hold up, big bub. Hold up. Let everyone finish their statement and then jump in and and then go. As a matter of fact,
pass the mic.
Yeah, exactly. Pass the mic. So when you're finished with your statement, you pass it to the next person so that we're not talking over top of each other. You know what I'm saying?
I'm done. Go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to say, Josh, just to say what you said was, I'm not understanding you, Josh. You're saying in one aspect, we got to let RJ grow, but he can't have a night like this. I'm trying to understand where you're coming from, because at the end of the day, he's going to still have growing pains, bro. There's going to be, again, right? There's going to be games where he's not going to shoot 3 for 3 from 3. He's not going to have a perfect first half. He's not, you know what I'm saying? He's not going to, he missed some easy bunnies today. He's gonna have games like this, bro. It's growing pains. What game is this for him? Game 50, 52, 50, whatever game this is. Again, bro, he's gonna have bad games like this, bro. It happens to the best of them. I mean, Ben Simmons scored 1 point in a playoff game, and people don't say nothing bad about him about that. But it's okay. RJ Barrett will be okay. I promise.
I think so too.
Yeah. Tony, you want to jump in there?
I mean, I think Josh is overreacting a little bit. And I know how he feels about RJ. He has high expectations of him, as most of us do. When you say, my question for Josh, I guess, is when you say hold him accountable, whom are you referring to? Us fans?
Yes.
Thibodeau? Oh, okay. And then, I mean, I think everybody will admit he had a bad game.
Okay.
If he had a good game, if he shot the ball well, we probably would have been in the game, because there was a couple of points in the game where we were just a run away. The fact that he shot so bad from the beginning of the game and we started off pretty bad. I think that's kind of hand in hand. So I mean, I think you're just overreacting in the sense that I think we all know RJ is going to bounce back. Anybody can have a game like that at any time. And if you look at just the matchup, this was a tough matchup for him. Right. His A game is getting to the rim, and these guys have shot blockers all the way down there, and then one of the best perimeter defenders in Ben Simmons. So if there's going to be a tough game for RJ, this was going to be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I mean, at the end of the day, too, Tony, right? And sorry, this is my last time. I just want to say that the Sixers probably is one of the worst matchups for RJ. I mean, at the end of the day, right? You have Joel Embiid in the first unit, and then the second unit, you got Dwight Howard, and then you got Ben Simmons on the perimeter, and you have Danny Green, who people can make fun of him, but he's still a good perimeter defender. I think Tobias Harris can't play defense, but other than that, I mean, you got guys that can match up against RJ that are as strong as RJ. So again, like this was one of the matchups that weren't going to be in RJ favor. He can't play bully ball to the best of his abilities playing against the Sixers. They're a big.
You think RJ Barrett is saying that right now in the locker room?
Of course.
I think if he just had a good shooting game, he would have been all right. The fact that it's going to be tough for him get into the paint, and he shot the ball bad, it's a recipe for disaster. I also our best chance of winning the game was going through Julius Randle. He had the biggest mismatch throughout the game, and you know, as you've seen, he kept us in the game in that first half. So you got to play to your strengths. You got to understand your weaknesses and understand like some matchups just aren't favorable for you, and some aren't favorable for the other team. You got to take advantage of those.
Yeah.
Can we just say this though? That's all I want to say. At the end of the day, bro,
that's the mic when
we can talk about it. At the end of the day, we could talk about it, but we all know the person who's beating himself up the most is RJ Barrett. We all know that. So he's beating himself up more than anybody. And I guarantee you, while we're talking, he's in the gym right now. So, you know, we're going to see.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to see. I mean, listen, I mean, the thing is, you know, Josh, when you say hold them accountable, I mean, I think, you know, when you have a game like this, you start holding people accountable after a game like this when they've done it 4, 5, 6 times in a row. Right? One game after the second game of the season, I mean, what are you holding them accountable for? Right? If it becomes a trend, now you start saying, okay, what's happening, what's going on. And then I don't know if you hold them accountable by saying, oh, bad RJ. No, you know, as far as the coaches are concerned, they bring someone in, or not bring someone in. They get with them and say, okay, let's talk about what's happening, what's going on. Do we need to work on and fix your shot? You know, is it mental? Whatever it is. I think RJ is going to be fine. You know what? Let's do this. Let's see how he responds tomorrow and then talk about it. I think that's the key right there. See how he responds tomorrow. Yeah.
He's in the conversation for being one of the top 2 players on this team. It's either him or Julius Randle. What I'm saying is hold him accountable means, okay, you have an off shooting night. Fine. Everyone has their off shooting nights, like you said. But other parts of his game, yeah, I get he was getting back on defense a little bit, but he had a bad game in other areas as well. He made some costly turnovers that were very bad, unforced, passing the ball across the court, like just terrible turnovers. So he did let his offense affect other parts of his game. He did do that. And what I'm saying is you cannot do that. You cannot.
I hear you, Josh, but I think you are you know, coming down with that gavel hard, bro. Like I said it earlier, and I seen Sim face look at me crazy when I said, you know, I was talking about Julius, you know, in his game earlier. Same thing. We can't get mad at players. You just said this kid has to be alpha number 1 or alpha number 2. So again, any great shooters we know in the history of NBA are playing basketball. Shooters shoot. You're gonna have bad nights, and if you don't shoot yourself out that slump, what was he supposed to do? Or like you saying that he had a couple costly turnovers, and I wasn't gonna ask him if he could look for us, if somebody could throw it in the chat. How many turnovers did the kid truly have tonight? Because again, He had four turnovers. Now, again, was those four turnovers his fault turnovers, or like you said, just a bad play? Because again,
threw the ball across the court. He got pickpocketed from behind. Like
I seen that. I seen that.
That's what I'm saying.
But those what Big Bubba said earlier, those are rookie mistakes too. So again, I'm not saying give him excuses, but again, we can't condemn the kid for having a bad performance tonight. We just got to chalk it up at what it is. He played against a pretty good defensive stand. And Bubba made a good statement about that. Every time he went to the basket, you were facing a footer, a shot blocking footer at that. And I wouldn't say a shot blocker, somebody who can test shots. Let's say two centers who can test shots, and plus Ben Simmons. And in that, second and third quarter, they ramped up the defense on us. Like they knew they were in trouble of losing the game. If they continue to play that the way that Philly played, and if a couple of those shots that RJ did miss, or we would have strung together a couple more stops and made buckets, we could have pulled this game out tonight. So again, we can't blame RJ for his horrible shooting tonight. That's why we lost this game. That is not the reason why we lost tonight.
I never said that.
Okay, I'm gonna get to you in 1 second, Justin. Let me get the timeout. Timeout. Talk to us, man. Tell us what you think about RJ tonight. RJ tonight was 2 for 15, only 10 points. Where should we be with it right now?
Well, honestly, like you said, he is how he responds next game. Everybody has a bad game. We expect everybody to have a bad game. It's just what they do the next few games after this one. How much of an impact they're going to be on offense, how their defense is going to be, how they getting back in transition. That's going to be the key in their body language. Because he can either come out tomorrow and be on a high, or he can come out with his head down still, and that'll be the difference between the superstar we need and just the player.
Yeah. Do you think that RJ is the superstar that we need? Do you think he's that dude?
Nah.
Nah?
Nah.
Why not? Why not?
Like, what New York need to understand is we haven't had a rookie or a young player take over the team in who knows how long. Mm-hmm. Since what? Ewing?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yep.
Yeah, like you, and then you got somebody whose body size is the way Barrett is. Not saying nothing's wrong with it. It's just that the people who is coming into the league right now dominating, they on a different type of wave, because Barrett, he's a shooting guard, but could he really defend Kevin Durant when they move Kevin Durant at the 3? You know what I mean? Because you got people, you got Kevin Durant and LeBron playing the 4 and the 3, and then you got Barrett playing 2 and 3.
2 and 3.
That's difficult, man, and that's who we got relying on for when they gotta play, when we gotta guard up.
We're gonna see.
Can I retort that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, Tony.
Just because, who in the league can guard LeBron or Garnett? Like, that's one of the things that I've been, asking for. Obviously, RJ's not that guy, but who is out there for us to grab that can guard these guys, the Kawhis, the LeBrons, the KDs? Like,
you got people like Ja Morant that's not scared to jump in front of Durant's face.
Who?
But you got,
say that name again? Say that name again?
Ja Morant.
Oh, okay.
You got people like him that's not scared to jump in his face. There's people that's played a 3 scared to jump in Kevin Durant's face. Like, that's crazy to me. So
RJ wouldn't be that guy.
New York needs that attitude.
No, I mean, RJ wouldn't be that guy to back down from Kevin Durant. Would he stop him? Probably not, but he ain't going to back down.
No, not to say he's going to back down, but there's people that's going to come out on the court and want that challenge. There's people that's going to want to take that challenge like, yo, I got Durant tonight. He ain't going to say I got Durant tonight.
Oh, nah, I disagree with you, brother.
I hope that he will. I hope that he will. I hope that he will.
Can I say one thing? Though?
Hold on. No. Let me get to Justin. Okay. And then we get to E-Rule, because, Big Bubba, you've been, flapping
I haven't
already.
given my 5 cents yet. I haven't given my 5 cents.
I'm back
I'm gonna have to come back to my man Uncle Fu.
Go ahead, Justin.
I'm gonna have to come back to my man Uncle Fulio real quick on this topic again about RJ Barrett here. So RJ Barrett, how many times he shot the ball tonight?
15.
He was 2 for 15.
15 times.
15
So let me
times
ask
in
you
that.
this question, Josh. If RJ Barrett only shot the ball, let's say 6 or 7 times, would you be disappointed with that?
No, he needs to shoot the ball 15 times.
Okay. So this is what I'm saying. We over here blaming RJ Barrett. I'm sure he's holding himself accountable. He knows he had a sucky game. I know he's thinking about it. My game sucked tonight. But why are we not talking about the main floor general position of the point guard situation?
Well, we're going to get around. We're going to get around. We're going to get around. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
We're going to get around. We're going to get around. Just a few things we're going to talk about. We're going to get around. You know what I mean?
I just feel like RJ had a bad game, and I'm going to wipe it out. That's it. He had a bad game. It happens, but I'm not going to say no more about RJ. He had a bad game. That's it.
Okay.
RJ, before you switch, whenever.
He had a bad game. I feel like we're turning RJ Barrett into Kevin Knox situation now.
Okay. All right. Hey, what did I tell y'all? What did I tell you guys a long time ago? And I'm gonna come to Ebru. I told you a long time ago. When Julius Randle is gone, RJ is gonna be the next scapegoat. Ebru, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I want to talk about that too, man. Just the whole scapegoat thing. It's just not right, man. We only in the second game of the season. We already talking about scapegoat. I mean, the guy shot 2 for 15 for the game. He played good defense. He still got his rebounds and stuff like that. He's been able to get to everywhere he needs to play. He played 37 minutes. So I mean, let's say if he ended up being like 6 for 15 tonight, we would be talking about how great of a game that he had. Because most of the time in this game, it's just about him missing shots. But anyway, just to take about, because I want to make a point, because I got to get to bed. I'm just up here because I want to say what up to Sim, because he's out in jail. You know what I'm saying? Usually I'm in bed at this time.
Sir.
Free sin.
I gotta wake up at fucking 2 o'clock in the morning. Excuse my language, but as far as the Knicks, man, I'm looking at basketball. Like I felt like we haven't talked basketball in so long. I'm looking at the roster. We got Julius Randle, Reggie Bullock, Mitchell Robinson, RJ Barrett, and Alfred. Right. Of course, the point guard play. We're like overstating that. We just don't have a point guard on the roster. You know what I'm saying? But if he was to get a point guard, anybody, let's say if he was to pick up Isaiah Thomas off the waiver wire, just for argument's sake, if he was to stick him in there instead of Alfred Payton, that we would be so much better a basketball team. Also, too, Reggie Bullock, take Reggie Bullock out of there, put Alex Burke there, have a healthy what do you want to call Austin Rivers? Yeah, put Austin Rivers off the bench in Alex Burke's spot. Now all of a sudden you have enough talent. To just at least have a plug-and-play basketball team where we can actually say, okay, now we have a basketball team to look at. So now we can figure out what we want to do as far as who we're going to build around and who we need to trade for or whatever, man. Because everyone was killing Randle about the spin move and stuff, but I kind of like the situation that he's in, being the point forward, bring the ball up and stuff like that. It brings the element that no other team has. But if we had a point guard, like I mentioned Isaiah Thomas just to say, because he's dangling. Even if we had just somebody that can actually play the position, score, shoot, or something at that position, it would just make the team so much more worth arguing about. I mean, my man Josh, salute to Josh, man. I love Josh, man. He's like ESPN Josh, Dominican Josh, whatever you want to call him, man. I got so many. I'm gonna start calling you Tijuana Josh from now on too, man. But it's just a little bit too much, man. You got to give Randle. You got to chill out with RJ Barrett a little bit, man. It's
yeah. All right, so it sounds like everybody wants to get into the point guard situation. So let's get to the point guard situation. Kev, Cornerstone, Kev, I'm gonna start with you, man. Go ahead. Start with you, Cornerstone. Yeah, you the only Cornerstone in the building, man.
I'm trying to compose myself. I'm trying. I want Payton off here because when we start off the games, he is not. You want to hold somebody accountable? I hold him definitely accountable because I don't know how many years he's been in the league. He is not running the team. He's worse than he was last year. All right, we're getting off the bad starts with him, and the first quarter and the third quarter, he's just putting us in a hole big time. I'm not going to get on.
So tell me what it is that has you saying that he is the one who's putting us in a hole.
I mean, first off, he's letting his men beat him. Two, he's not running the offense the way we're supposed to. I mean, and he's not making himself a threat. And then when he does, he misses shots I don't care about. But he's not making himself more of a threat. I've seen this guy play before, and when he was with Orlando, and this is not the same player that he was in Orlando. I mean, he looks tentative. He doesn't look like a point guard, period. He doesn't look like a ball player at times. And I don't give a damn what anybody else says. I'd rather either put DSJ or Frank Stark. That's it, until maybe quickly comes back.
So
I don't like his plan. I do not like Payton's plan, and everybody's saying that.
So why? I don't care what everyone else is saying. I only care what Tom Thibodeau is saying. So why is Tom Thibodeau not putting Payton on the bench? I mean, he only played 18 minutes tonight.
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know. I don't know for the life of it. I don't know if it's between him or the coaching staff. I do not know what they're seeing in this guy, but he is not giving us. He's not giving us what we need as a floor general. That's why everybody wants Quickly all the time, and why they want to put Quickly on Mount Rushmore, because he's the one that was organizing everything.
Well, Quickly wasn't playing tonight. Quickly wasn't playing tonight. So for tonight, Quickly's out of the equation.
He was not. Wait. What I'm saying is, when we played Indiana, once Quickly came in, we were up 6. And then when he went out, we were down. So what I'm saying is,
I don't exactly agree with that. I don't exactly agree with that. When we played against,
I'm not gonna be like Josh or anything. I'm wrong.
No. It's not about this. It's a debate, Cornerstone. It's a debate. We're having a conversation. All I'm saying, when we played Indiana, right? Julius Randle went out when we were up 2. Alfred Payton was already out the game. Right, and Emmanuel Quickly was already done. It was third quarter. Emmanuel Quickly was already done. Julius Randle went out the game. We were up 2. Once he went out the game, it just totally got away and went away. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I'm not saying that Alfred Payton is playing well, but right now, who do you have? Let's be honest. Who do you have? Dennis Smith Jr. came in the game. He didn't do anything. Who are you putting in there? Austin Rivers is hurt. Emmanuel Quickly is hurt. Who are you putting out there on the floor?
What about Frank?
Okay. No. Hold up, Prince. I want to get to it about Frank. This is what I want to say about Frank. And you know, Kev, I like Frank. I'm a Frank supporter. I'm a Frank fan. But this is what I got to say about Frank. The one thing that we've done as fans in support of Frank is say that he continues to have coaches that's not putting him on the floor. They're not giving him a chance. They're not giving him this. They're not giving him that. My question, though, and you know I'm a Frank supporter, if you had – who was his first coach?
Jeff Hornacek.
If you had Jeff Hornacek, you had, well, I mean, he played last year. He played last year under Fizdale, right? You had Jeff Hornacek. Hold up.
Miller gave him more minutes.
All right. I mean, you had all these, bottom line, no matter who he had all these other coaches. If they all are deciding not to put Frank in the game, I love the kid. I'm not going to lie. I love the kid. But if they're all deciding not to put Frank in the game, what does that say about Frank, Cornerstone?
If he's that bad, then cut him then. If he's that bad, which I don't think he is, if he's that bad, cut him.
Hey, Ken, that's a question. As old people say, that's a tree you do not go bark on. Like, or however that saying is, go. Like, that's a question do not go answer in that. Leave that alone. Frank got 40-some minutes tonight. That says a lot, bro.
What?
Like, period. I mean, 40-some seconds, excuse me. Frank got like 40-some seconds tonight. Like, Frank could have been pulled off the bench at any time. And literally, dog got 47 seconds. No, we need to leave leave Frank name alone. Let's leave Frank alone for a minute.
He went up and he put up 47 seconds
So
today.
real quick, not even being funny, not even being funny, but Sim, right? That's a sad question that we shouldn't even have. Yeah, well, no, Kev, hold on, real quick. I know you emotional, but bro,
y'all both emotional. Y'all better stop playing now.
The truth is just this, B.
Battle of the voices.
We sat up here and we watched, you know what I'm saying, all of our point guards give a valiant effort, and all of them was trash. So with that being said, we just trash at the PG position until Emmanuel quickly come back. And with that being said, I don't know why Alfred, and to come back to Sim's question, why does Thibodeau play Alfred over everyone? I guess the question is, they're just not better than him, and that tells us so much more. So
that's the only.
I got a question. I got a question as a Knicks fan.
It's an indictment on the team.
Go ahead, Tamel. Go ahead, Tamel.
I got a question as a Knicks fan because I watched Burks for a while. Yo, Burks come on looking like he controls the court. He moves everything around. But yet he still comes off the bench and they still use him as a spot-up shooter. But when he get the ball, he take control every single time. Tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. I wouldn't mind putting Burks in at the point guard.
Right.
Well, wait, but I want to say that you're not wrong. Well, the thing about Burks is that he's not a point guard. Though. He's a scorer.
He's not, but no one else on the team is a point guard.
Knicks can't score, man.
Yeah, exactly. The Knicks need a point guard that's going to take the ball and score so that they draw the defenders in so that they can start dishing it out to the other players.
Well, I mean, that's why he's off the bench because we don't have anybody that can score off the bench, so he has to be.
I was about to say.
Second unit.
Burks don't play If Burke don't play in the second unit,
that's Kevin Knox's fault, though.
Yeah, I'm about to break out, y'all. I'm about to break out. I just want to make a point about the Payton thing. Payton is the reason why Payton's playing is because he just has that leadership thing. He's been a point guard for all these years, so he's the only guy out of all the guys we have that has a little bit of leadership. So that's the reason why the Alfred starting. So if we had anybody else in the league at point guard, Alfred Payton would probably be working at McDonald's or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I was trying to get to. I mean, when you look at right now, we got Frank and we got DSJ. Alfred Payton is the only one out of those three players who has done anything legitimate in the league. Right? I mean, this man had a stretch of having triple doubles. He's the only person who's done anything legitimate between those three. And clearly, Dennis Smith Jr. isn't going to do anything. And Frank Ntilikina, as much as I want to argue for him, the argument is pretty much done. Tom Thibodeau, maybe he gets a shot at some point. Tom Thibodeau throws him out there, but right now, Tom Thibodeau doesn't see that he's better than DSJ or Alfred Payton. So I think that's a moot point. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say this. Tom Thibodeau did go to Alec Burks as a point guard in that Indiana game, right? He went to Alec Burks before he went to DSJ and before he went to Frank Ntilikina. And we may see that a little bit more because there were times tonight. As a matter of fact, the first play of the game, if you notice the first play of the game, it was RJ who initiated the offense, not Alfred Payton. Right? So, you may see until Austin Rivers comes back, you may see that he goes with someone like Alec Burks and gives it a try. Why not? Why not? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because Alfred Payton, the biggest issue with Alfred Payton, really, in my opinion, is that he can't shoot. That's really the biggest issue.
And he can't run the offense.
His hair's too heavy.
That's what I was trying to say. I'm sorry. That's what I was trying to say about Burks. It's an indictment on all of our point guards that Thibodeau is not putting anybody in and saying, you know what, I'm going to ride with this guy at the point guard in these situations. That right there should tell you that our point guards aren't showing Thibodeau that they could handle the duties.
Yeah,
he's going. I have a rhetorical question based on what you just said. Are our kids really developing in this losing? Are they really developing? What's the whole point of having the kids play all of these minutes and do all of this stuff But are they really developing? What's the point? What are we really doing here?
Wait,
who
Everybody loses, Josh. What are you talking about? Everybody
Because
loses.
RJ's developing, Mitch is developing. Knox is playing more this year so far. I don't think he got his fair share of minutes last year. So who are we referring to? DSJ.
I'm talking about the DSJs, the future of the franchise. Now outside of RJ,
They're all
RJ
top
his
10
last
picks.
season.
You rather throw these guys in, like let all the young kids start, develop, or whatever happens, and you think that's the best way to do it?
No, what I'm saying is everything that Thibodeau is doing. I mean, Thibodeau is doing right now.
I wish we had Tim Tebow.
Everything that Thibodeau is doing right now, he's supposed to be the coach to develop these players, but we're losing, and the young kids are still getting their time.
Bro.
Hold on. Hold on, let me finish. My thing is these kids are getting time. They're playing. Do you feel like these kids are going to develop playing like this? That's the question. Are they developing?
I think Thibodeau is absolutely going to develop them. With him focusing on defense and holding them accountable in that sense, and determining their playing time based off how hard they play in practice, what they show in practice, that's how you improve as a player. Look at the development of Jimmy Butler. Look at where he was drafted at, who he was when he first played, and how he worked his way into who he became. That is absolutely possible with 90% of our players. If they put the work in and they want to get better and they want to, like, they have to want to develop. They have to want to listen to the coach, take what he's saying.
So it is on the players then. It's not the coach. It is on the players.
It's on the organization, Josh. It's on everybody.
Yes.
I mean,
Okay.
But also
bad coaching will lose you games, and good coaching will win you games.
Yeah.
And guess what? Good team camaraderie and teams playing together in the right way in a system will win you more games than a talented team that's just out there playing basketball.
I disagree.
Yeah, and Josh, I mean, when you look
the
at
Jazz for years and look at the Spurs for years.
Yeah, Josh, when you look at the team, when you look at the team and you look at the young guys, right? We're literally talking about two players, Dennis Smith Jr. and Frank Ntilikina. We have more than two young guys on the team. We're literally talking about those two guys, right? That we're saying maybe they don't belong on the team or whatever. Maybe they're not coming along. We're literally talking about two. But you got Mitch, you got Knox, you got RJ. Now you got Quickly. Now you got Obi, right? So you got all these other guys. You're literally talking about two guys. And any team that's in the NBA, there's going to be guys that don't pan out. That's just how it works. It's going to be guys that don't pan out. But the way it is right now, we don't have a point guard with Quickly and with Austin Rivers out. We don't have a point guard that's better than Alfred Payton. And that's saying something. It's saying a lot.
So is that the front office's fault? Is that the front office's fault for not putting together a good roster?
Well, I mean, the thing is, yeah, I guess you had to ask yourself what point guards, if they weren't going to get Fred VanVleet, they couldn't get Fred VanVleet, right? And this is I don't want to go all the way back to the offseason because, we're here now. If you couldn't get Fred VanVleet, you didn't want to give the money to DJ Augustine for a number of years or Rondo for a number of years, right? What were you going to do?
What were you going to do? I know what Josh's going to say. You know what Josh's going to say.
I know what he's going to say. I know what he's going to say. But guess what? Russell Westbrook had a triple-double and the Wizards still lost. They're still 0-2, just like the Knicks, right? Both teams are 0-2. So, yeah, Russell Westbrook had a triple-double. Both teams are 0-2. You know what I'm saying? But I want to ask Big Bubble and anyone else, what is the offense? Because, everyone is saying he's not running the offense. I will say this. At the end of the first quarter, were the Knicks not tied? Were the Knicks in Philadelphia tied at the end of the first quarter? Yes. Did they go up? They went up 10-7. Then they lost the lead, and then they came back. Right? I mean, people keep saying bad starts. I don't know if they had a bad start tonight, to be honest with you. I don't think they had a bad start. They went up 10-7. Philadelphia came back, then they came back. To me, that's not a bad start. That was pretty much an even start. What is the offense? That's what I want to know. What is the offense that he's not running? Because any guard that I see in there is doing the same thing. They're getting the ball to Julius Randle, and then they're handing it off, and Julius Randle is handing it back off to them, and then they penetrate and either take the shot or kick it. That's all that I'm seeing right now. And every single one of those guards does the same thing. It's just that Alfred Payton just doesn't hit the shot. Right, so I want to know, what is the offense that he's not running? Or any other guard, point guard.
Looks the same as last year. If Isdale was doing the same thing with them.
No, I wouldn't say
Hold on. Let me go to Big Bubba. Go ahead, Big Bubba.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, so Sim, here's one thing though, right? It's not about, I'm not one of the people that's saying Tom Thibodeau's not running offense.
No, I said Alfred Payton. I said Alfred Payton. I said Payton. I said, what offense is he not running? Tell me what the offense is and what he's supposed to be doing.
Well, Sim, here's the thing though with Payton. I think I knew this was going to happen with you tonight with Payton. I knew it. Look, right.
Payton, I just want you to tell me what it is. You said he's not running the offense. I want to know what the offense is.
Here's the thing with Payton, right? I feel like you're trying to justify.
No, tell me what the offense is.
Bro,
I'm just asking you to tell me what it is he's supposed to be doing.
Does he penetrate? Yes. Does he kick it out to guys? Does he give it to Julius Randle? Yes. But Sim, at the end of the day, right? No, Sim, because I know what you're trying to do. I know you, Sim.
I'm just asking you to. You said it. I'm asking you the question. All right.
Sim,
go ahead.
He's not good. I'm sorry. He's not good. We can talk about the triple doubles he did when he was with the Phoenix Suns.
Wait a minute.
We can talk about that.
Wait a minute.
He's an okay player. He's not good for the Knicks. When we need him to at least get a shot, at least I'm not even. So I'll be real with you. I don't care if he can't shoot threes. Can you get a mid range? Can you be decent at that? Can you not shoot up bricks? Can you play some defense? Because he got torched by Steph Curry today. He's looking like Steph Curry rather than Steph Curry. I mean, again, right? Payton is just not good. And I get what you're trying to do. He's doing the same thing that he did last year.
Let me stop you for a minute. Let me stop you for a minute because you avoided everything that I asked you for. I didn't ask for any of that. I already said that Payton is not playing well. The only thing I asked you was, what is the offense that he's not running? That's it. And you go on this whole diatribe of whatever. I just asked you one question. What is the offense that he's not running? And I didn't get that from you. So I'm going to come to Kev and find out from Kev, what is the offense that he's not running? Tell me what he's supposed to be doing that he's not doing.
Right. In my opinion, and from what I've seen of these two games, I mean, yes, there's some triangle plays, minor triangle plays. But from what I've seen out of these two games now, I don't think there is a system. But what I will say is that a point guard is supposed to make sure that there's spacing on the floor so that he can put people in the right position. I'm not seeing that with him as I was seeing that with Quickly.
Okay.
I saw that with Quickly in a small sample size of the first game, and then what we saw in the preseason of what can be. We saw a small sample size of that in the first game until he got hurt. And I do believe if he didn't get hurt, he would have stayed in the whole time. Might have won that one, would have been hard to win this one. That's what I'm basing it at.
Okay, so what do we do in the meantime until Quickly comes back?
Cut all three of them, put Jared Harper in. But if it was
that easy, huh? It's that easy.
It's not. I was being facetious and everything, but I guess the logic, the realism and the logic is that we have to keep going with what we're doing right now until Quickly comes back.
Okay. All right. So Mel, you can jump in there.
Yeah. Because what Payton is you asked what he's not doing to run the offense, or how is he not running the offense? It's not necessarily him, It's the personnel that Thibodeau have in the offense he's choosing to run. First of all, Payton, if you think about it, he had a big stretch in the floor so he can pass out for a three-pointer when he played anywhere else. He can't shoot. He doesn't lay up. He doesn't. He's a fake. He's a decoy penetrator in any offensive system. With the Knicks, he has to actually shoot, and it's not working. I don't think that. Nah, not at all. And he's not a penetrator like that. He's just a decoy.
I mean, he clearly can't shoot the ball, and even when he penetrates, his form of penetration for the most part is, he gets in and then he holds the guy off on his back. It's not like a blaze of speed where he gets in there, boom, 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 really breaks the defense, and they feel like they gotta collapse on him because he's a threat to score, and then he can kick it. Nah, he dribbles and he holds the guy on his back in the lane, but they don't feel like he's a threat, so there's no real collapse. And then he has to kick it to someone who's not really open. I don't know. Devon, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I just want one quick point. People got to also remember that Alfred Payton is a fast break point guard. That was his whole career from Orlando. He's just an up and down. He's that guy who could run the fast break and get you points. He's not a half-court set point guard. He never was in the NBA since I've been watching him play in the NBA. He never was a setup guy in the half-court. He was one of them. Even when he had that long hair, he was like up and down the court. That's what he used to do. He never really was I'm going to get in the half-court, shoot a ball. That wasn't him. And for us, Frank, I think because he probably didn't get a lot of minutes tonight to me because they got a back-to-back. So he said we don't, because he put Frank in the other night and then put DSJ in. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think we probably bury Frank for, I think he might get time tomorrow. Frank might get that time tomorrow and somebody else. But I think Alfred Payton, like I said in the previous cast that you had, they got to put him in the backup point guard. He is only thing it is Julius Randle. And them cats don't shoot threes. We have no three. They don't even worry about him. That's why That's why when Tom Thibodeau take him out, when he take him out, he didn't put him back in neither. He playing bad on offense and defense, but he cannot play in that starter lineup because we don't got no gunners in there, none. And Bullock not shooting real good. So you got RJ who shoot terrible, Randall who's not a good 3-point shooter, Mitchell not a 3-point shooter, and my man Bullock iffy. You got to get a shooter in there, man. So I think when Quickly come back, I know y'all think I'm beating the dead horse. They need somebody who can space that floor from the point guard. So when they throw that shit in there, they throw it back out to him. Bang! That's all they need, and they don't got that with Payton. He just ain't that dude. He ain't that dude, bro.
So what do we do in the meantime? I mean, Tamel said let's use Burks, and Burks is balling. I got to give it to him. Burks is hooping.
Yeah, he is.
You know what I'm saying? He plays. Sometimes I feel like he's a little, I don't want to say clumsy. He always looks like he's falling to me. Every time he goes to the basket, it looks like he's about to fall over. I don't know what it is, but he gets buckets though, and he plays ball. What do we do in the meantime? Because right now, I mean, that point guard spot, we struggling, and we're getting to go play Milwaukee. We getting ready to go play Milwaukee, man.
Wait, hold up.
Sim, let me answer your question. Right? Tim, let me answer your question in regards to Payton. The answer is there's nothing the Knicks can. The answer is there's nothing the Knicks can do. They simply don't have enough talent on the roster to be able to overcome Payton's shortcomings. That's what I'm saying. And that's the question. That's the reason why I raised the question about the development of a Frank and a DSJ. It's because they're not getting on the floor. They're not good enough to be on the floor, obviously. So how are we developing these guys? What are we doing? What exactly are we doing? So the answer is that there's nothing the Knicks can do. The only thing they can do is give these kids more minutes. But what is that really going to do? They haven't earned it. They're not good enough to get those minutes. So what are we saying? There's no talent on the roster.
So Josh, why was everything clicking when Quickly was on the floor and it's not clicking for Payton?
Kev, he's not on the floor right now. That was the question. What are we going to do when he's not on the floor? You're saying that we don't have enough talent right now. I mean, when Cookie's on the floor, it seems like the talent, rises up a little bit when he's on the floor. That's what I'm getting at with that. That's what I'm saying. But that wasn't the question. The question was, what are we going to do now that Quickly's hurt? That's the question.
What are we doing in the meantime?
There's nothing we can't do. There's nothing we can do.
I think they start Frank. I will put Frank in there. At least Frank ain't scared to shoot the three. He might miss it, but he will go up and shoot that three. Put Frank in there. At least Frank can kind of. Frank is better than a lot of people think. I think Frank is better than Alfred Payton. I know y'all might not think about that with Thibodeau, but think about it. Like I was telling Sim a couple of cats ago, give him 10 games to the season. It's early, man. It's the second game of the season. He's still trying to figure out who he gonna. This is the second game of the season. It ain't like it's the 15th game. He's still trying to figure out who he really want to put in there. But I think Frank will play better than Payton will. because due to the fact Frank and Connor, with even with FIBA and over the way, he know how to run an offense. I just think that I think Tim going to play him tomorrow. I guarantee you. Frank will be playing tomorrow because after what he seen today, Payton, when he took him out, I don't think he want Payton there, but he didn't feel like he ain't got no choice. But I guarantee you, Frank going to get minutes tomorrow. Because after what Thibodeau seen today, he was like,
he would have got him already, though. That's the thing. He would have got him already.
Games. It's 2 games, dude.
The preseason too.
Let me ask you a question.
He was hurt. He missed the last 2 games with Achilles injury. Before then, he shot in the preseason. He shot 50% from 3 until he got hurt the last 2 games. So he got to kind of get back in sync. I think Frank going to be there tomorrow, though. I guarantee you that.
Who's that?
Yeah, that was me, Tim.
Go ahead, Justin.
Speaking of what Devon said about Frank, what I mean, I know it's only 2 games. And then I hear Kevin talking about Quickly. Are we skipping over Frank and just automatically saying that Quickly's gonna be that guy? Like, what do you think, Sam, about the 2 games that Frank hasn't even played enough minutes?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like Tom Thibodeau really likes Quickly. He likes Quickly. He likes what Quickly does. When Quickly's in the game, the ball is popping. It's pop, 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 pop. It's moving. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't hold the ball too long trying to look for a shot. He's quick enough to get to the basket and take a shot. He's fearless. You know what I mean? He has a lot of energy, and I think Tom Thibodeau likes what he brings to the game. You know what I mean? With Frank, it's a slower game. The ball's not really popping that way. And, you know, when he pulls up and shoots that mid-range jump shot from the elbow, you know, you're still wondering, is it going to go in? You know, what's going to happen with Quickly? You feel like it's going to go in. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I mean, you know, basically, yeah. I mean, you're going to play the better player. You know what I'm saying?
Are we skipping Frank right now and saying that he's just the back end of the rotation guy now?
I mean, let's put it like this. And I know Devon said that he thinks Frank is going to play, and I want Frank to play. I'm a person that likes what Frank brings to the game. But if these guys aren't playing him, there's a reason they're not playing him. Right? And Tom Thibodeau they played Indiana 2 days ago. He put Frank in for 4 minutes. Right? You had 2 or 3 days of practice to work out your lineups for tonight, and Frank still didn't play. You know what I'm saying? That says something to me, especially when you have a coach who says, I base everything on practice. What's happening in practice is where I make my decisions. So if you had 2 days of practice and you still didn't decide to put this kid in the game.
But Sam, he, in fairness, he had to give DSJ a look too.
He don't have to do anything though. Why?
Yeah, but he. So you mean to tell me he was going to sit DSJ both games?
Why
today in Indiana?
Why not? That's my question. Why not? If you don't think a player deserves to be on the floor, why not sit him? Yes, I think that I think he would sit him and say, nah, you're not it either.
Well, I'm agree to disagree with you on this one. Now we'll see what happens tomorrow, but I think he just had to give DSJ a look today.
Okay,
back to back.
We'll agree to disagree on that one.
Okay, I mean, Devon said back to back. I mean, unless Frank isn't healthy enough to play back to backs, then okay. But these are young kids, man. These are young kids. These are young kids. You know what I'm saying? If it's KD and he's just coming off of an Achilles injury, you might think about playing him. You might be like, nah, I ain't gonna play him back to back. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm just starting to feel like these coaches are deciding not to play Frank for a reason.
So they're not seeing what they want to see in practice then?
They're not seeing. They don't believe that he brings.
He's mediocre.
What he want, what they want.
That's generous.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, this is what I was saying. I was saying this earlier. I believe Josh was commenting on what I was saying on the other chat, the fantasy chat, on the Yahoo chat, that from day one, what I'm trying to say is, the organization, you wanted to build around your so-called core group, which obviously I guess they're going to include Frank, Knox, Barrett, and Robinson. And even when we have Porzingis there, and now we have Randle here with us, until the further future, but we don't know what's going to happen with Randle. What I'm trying to say is, let's forget about Randle right now, and let's say those 4, Robinson, Knox, Barrett, and Frank. what I was saying earlier is you're going to have those 4 guys from day one. I feel personally, whether there was going to be bad year after bad year after bad year, those 4 should be starting with each other. And then come your 3rd year, your 4th year, and then you decide or you evaluate, okay, maybe Frank doesn't fit into this coach's plans right now. Maybe Knox doesn't fit into the starting lineup and he's a better bench player. Maybe he's, something like that. What I was trying to say is you at least you could have had those 4 guys starting. And what I was trying to say, at least play over 30 minutes a game and say, okay, they can't play 30 minutes a game. This guy can't play 30 minutes a game. Now we know what we could try to trade for or sign for is what I was trying to say all these years.
But you know what you're getting out of them already. They're already getting minutes. Just because it's not 30-something minutes like you want it to be doesn't mean that the kids aren't playing. The kids are playing like everybody wanted to see. Everyone wanted to see these kids get on the floor, whether they're starting or not. They're playing, and they're not producing anything. So I don't understand what's the obsession with holding on to these guys. And I'm not talking about RJ, but everyone outside of RJ basically is not living up to their potential.
No, but
I get it. They're still young, and we still got to develop them. But the Knicks don't have anything on their roster. What do we have?
When they drafted Kevin, I don't want to go back to Kevin Knox, but when they drafted Kevin Knox, you drafted him. What pick was he again in the draft? Like the
9th.
The 9th pick. Okay, you drafted him. My mindset with that pick was, okay, they drafted him. They're going to throw him into the lion's den is what I was saying. You're going to automatically start him. You drafted Robinson. You automatically started whether he gets in foul trouble every freaking night of the damn day. He gets in foul trouble. No matter what, you got a young core group. I was trying to say, and I feel like this to this day, you have to let them play. Let them play, and at least on the 3rd year, 4th year, tops, you say, well, okay, Robinson, it's the 3rd year, it's the 4th year. He's constantly getting into foul trouble. He can't play 30 minutes a game. I'm going to put him on the bench, and I'm going to have to try to go get a center. Kevin Knox, he's not a good starter. Maybe he'll be my 6th man off the bench. Let's see how. That's what I've been trying to say from day one. Those 4, the organization wise, you want to build around those 4. Supposedly, that you were supposed to throw all 4 of them, no matter who your coach is. You're supposed to throw all 4 of those guys into the den, and then you see what you got, and then you say, well, I want to see who I can get, who I can sign. That's what I've been trying to say.
So you're saying that we can't make any judgments on those 4 players right now. There's nothing we can judge those guys on.
No, we can make judgments on them, but what I'm trying to say is I'm gonna blame this so-called development on the organization, because you drafting Kevin Knox with your 9th pick. You drafted Frank with the 4th pick, I believe it was.
Eighth pick.
I'm sorry, 8th pick. Automatically you drafted with the concept, well, he's going to be the starting point guard for the New York Knicks. Start the dude and see what you got in your 3rd year. See what you got in your 4th year. And if you feel as an organization, Frank is not what I expected, then you go out there and you sign somebody. You go out there and you trade for somebody or draft somebody that you say, well, I think this guy could be a starter. Because now all of a sudden, I agree with Sim that Tom is not seeing what he's seeing in practice, which is why Frank is not playing. But who knows where this could have been a year, 2 years behind us from now in the past. We could have been.
I feel like Frank. Frank got some moments to start.
Man,
he didn't feel like he didn't fully capitalize on it. He got some moments to start. He didn't capitalize on it. I think right now with Frank, it's kind of a moot point. You know what I'm saying about whether or not he can be.
Excuse me, that's the BS I'm talking about. Someone saying Frank is a bum. He's not a bum, man.
Right. I disagree with that.
Look, I'm talking about for the Knicks system.
Whatever, don't call him a bum. Don't call him trash. That's what pisses me off about Knicks fans, because they keep going at him like that.
When did he show us different? When did he show us consistency? He's been in the league. He's been in with the Knicks since Porzingis.
But think about the system. Kevin, hold on. In fairness of Frank, think about this here. 4 coaches in 4 years. Everybody keeps saying no coach. Knicks organization, Steve Mills didn't even know what he was doing with that kid. You know what? Listen, Frank came in with Raymond Sessions, Jared Jack, Emmanuel Mudiay, Trey Burke. They did not develop it. It's about, listen, you take a kid, you draft somebody at the 8th pick, throw him in there.
You know, he only played 20 games. It takes more than a year to get a cat to get his game right. So I think people just throwing that Frank because he's not one of them flashy. Frank's defense alone is like Andre Roberson. He couldn't play a lick on offense, but when he was OKC, he was the one that kept them boys playing because even with Durant there and my Westbrook, when them cats left, Frank got a role in this league. He should be starting for the Knicks. The reason why, because he could do things Alfred Payton can't do. At least he can play defense. And Frank might not get you 20, but you ain't scoring 20 on him. So he helps the team in a plus minus. I just think that everybody beat Frank down because he did not get a fair shot. Different coaches, different systems. None of them could coach. Fizdale wasn't no coach. And
RJ had 3 different coaches.
Horns couldn't really coach that good, so he just had a whole different. To me, I'm not saying the kid is a superstar, but like last year, I watched Frank under Mike Miller last year. Frank was balling out under Mike Miller last year. In the last 11 games of the season, shooting over 40% from three. Had a 20-10 game because they let Mike Miller let the man play.
So why is Tibbs not letting Frank play?
I think Tibbs trying to figure out who he gonna put. He got 4 point guards. You got Alfred, DSJ, Quickly, Frank. Basketball is a game of rhythm. It's a game of rhythm. So I understand what you're saying, but you got to be in a rhythm to play basketball. You can't come in for 2 minutes expecting you're gonna do your thing. No, that don't work like that. Even now, like we ain't gonna do that. You know what I mean? I don't think that's the case. I just think that we getting a fair shake. He's not getting a fair shake.
I get that. I get that. But if you are good, and I'm not saying it's not good, but if you stand out from the rest, then you're going to play.
It doesn't matter who your coach is.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter who your coach is.
If you stand out, you are going to play. Why does RJ, I mean, you're going to play. I think that's it.
RJ Barrett had 2 coaches.
I don't get it in 2 games, though. This is what I don't understand. They say he's not playing in 2 games. It's just like we played basketball for the first time the other day in the season, and we got 4 point guards. So he said, I'm going to go with Alfred Payton because he's a veteran. And Quickly, you know, like I'm going to do Quickly because Quickly probably better than Frank. He is. I mean, he played. I think Quickly deserved to play more than Frank. But I don't think Frank should be thrown up like he shouldn't be out there getting no minutes either.
I mean, Tibbs obviously is not seeing something. Let me switch over real quick. I want to talk about Randle. You know, just a couple of things that I heard. So I'm going to unmute Prince real quick. All right, and then we'll talk about tomorrow night's game. And I will be on tomorrow at 3:30, ladies and gentlemen. To do a preview of the game. And then after we talk about the Milwaukee Bucks, then I want to, talk to Tamel a little bit about some of his projects. But Prince, I want to ask you this. You said, you looked at Randle's game tonight. You said, yeah, he played a good game, but it's still not conducive to winning. Right? Over the first 2 games of the season, and it's all we have to go on for this season. We know what he's done last year and the way that he played last year. But for this season, what has he done this season to tell you that his play isn't conducive to winning? And it's not even, and I can't take, well, we haven't won a game. I can't take that because you still have, you got players that are around you, you know what I mean, that have to contribute. Right? I mean, he played, besides the turnovers tonight, he had 4 turnovers. He always gets turnovers, right? A couple of them were, missed thrown passes. One of them, he tried to find Mitch Robinson going to the basket. I think Joel Embiid popped it up. Another one, he tried to pass it. Maybe he passed it too high for whoever going down the court, an outlet pass. Yeah, Kevin Knox. And Kevin Knox missed it. Right. Another time he went to pass it to Reggie Bullock, and Reggie Bullock was cutting to the basket. Randle thought he was going to stay there. That's 3 turnovers. There was another one somewhere, I don't know where. Right. But those turnovers, I'm not even mad at those kind of turnovers. I'm mad at the kind of turnovers, when, you try to fumble into 3 or 4 people. If you're trying to help somebody else do something, I'm not mad at those turnovers. So tell me what he did tonight that says to you, or over the first 2 games that says to you he's not conducive to winning. Because the way that I've seen him play so far this season, it's the type of game that you can say, you know what? If he's going to help us move the ball the way he has, this might be a guy. And Justin, said something, we're going to forget about Randle for now because everyone is assuming that he's just not going to be here. But I can say, I feel like if he continues to play the way that he's playing, the game that he's playing right now, he might be here.
Small possibility.
Well, Sim, to answer your question, man, I hope I don't get to moonwalking because, again, what I was saying was I wasn't trashing, like I said earlier, I wasn't trashing Jules at all. But I know why you posing the question. But to answer it, no, I'm with you. I really believe that Jules is actually playing good basketball for whatever time Thibodeau is trying to ask him to do. You know what I'm saying? As far as find open man, don't, force double teams and triple teams and things of that nature. You right. My what I was pointing to with saying that comment, and it probably did sound, a little Julius hating, but what I was saying was more the fact that Julius putting up those type of numbers of him getting how many shots he get tonight? Almost 20 shots, or how many shots he get?
Let me see. Randle tonight, how many shots did he take tonight? He took 15 shots tonight.
15 shots. So again, even still with that, I was just saying, even with a good performance from Julius, as we seen, we still didn't get a W. And I'm not blaming him for that. I'm just saying. So again, I don't know if I'm copping out on your question, Sim, but just being honest, you know what I'm saying? I think he played very well. These 2-3 games span, I think Julius has played well in the perimeters. We've got frustrated with him, but we can't deny what we've seen on tape. He's found guys open. He's found, much like you had been telling us for, months, Sim, he's found RJ when RJ was open. He's finding cutting basketball players going to the basket. So again, those things we can't harp on Julius about again. Now, again, to the eye, does his basketball truly transfer to winning? We haven't seen it now, again, because, again, it could be the philosophy of everybody else, what everybody else is doing around him, not to make the team a winning basketball. But what you're saying is very true, Sim. He is playing a little bit better ball. He's making better decisions when he has the ball, and he's trying to get his teammates incorporated in the game. So much like you said, that pass that he was trying to get to Kevin Knox, I think Kevin Knox just didn't get high enough to the open window, and he was almost doing some little Julius stuff, and he kind of threw it a little too hard, where if he could have took a little bit off of that pass, it might have still made it to Kevin. But like you said, I can't rag on Julius. He has been playing pretty decent basketball to either, one, like you said, be a piece for us, a veteran leader that can grow with the young guys, or somebody who will be being traded off. But much like you said, he's playing better basketball. So forgive me for that comment.
No, I wasn't even mad at you about the comment. I just wanted to know what your thinking was with it. Big Bubba, go ahead, man.
Everybody knows I do not like Randle. He's not my kind of guy. But I can't lie and say he hasn't been our best or second best player on the team. And to be honest with you, this is the Randle that we all wanted coming from the Pelicans. The Randle that, plays smart. He can play the point forward. He can play, he can get teammates open. He can score. He can do what he does best. This is the Randle that we were all been looking for. Maybe Tom Thibodeau, or hey, maybe it's Coach Payne that's finally getting Julius Randle to play how we all wanted him to play. I can't be mad. You can't complain about it. So you can't watch the game and say to yourself, Julius Randle is the reason why we're losing. You can't. No matter how much you don't like him. You can't say he's the one losing. It's crazy. He's playing good.
He's playing good, and part of it is because he has a coach who's saying this is what we need you to do, and is holding him to it for the most part. Right? I think, you know what I'm saying? That's really what it is.
And so at the end of the day, people are not gonna like this. But if he continues to play like this, you might have to get used to having Julius Randle on the Knicks.
You might have to get used to having Julius Randle on the team. You just might have to get used to it, depending on how OB's development goes. Let me give a couple of shout outs here. Ghost Rider, shout out to Ghost Rider, says salute, another year that he's declining league pass. I get it. Marty said, I told y'all this 90s basketball ain't working. RJ DeRozan only has one. I don't know what you're saying there, but who said we're playing 90s basketball? That was last year when they brought that up. Parrish Duggar said, glad you're back. Appreciate it. I'm glad I'm back too. Then Marty again said, maybe Tibbs is just like Fizdale and doesn't like Euro players. I don't know. I think he's gonna like any player that steps on the floor and can ball. Bottom line. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line. Who's Mark said I'm sneaky as hell. How am I sneaky? I'm sneaky because Julius Randle is playing good basketball?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He did say, yo, you want to smile so hard, dog.
What I want to smile about?
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
no, he's
go ahead, Josh.
He's playing good.
Go ahead, Josh.
So the thing about, and this is the thing I don't understand about the Julius Randle hate, right? A lot of the stuff that Julius Randle is doing right now, he was doing last season.
Right.
He was playing the point forward last season. People were knocking Fizdale from putting him at the point forward last season. Now all of a sudden, he's playing well. But this is who Julius Randle is. So I just don't understand that, all the hate that's coming from it. It's been proven time and time again. They were saying last season that Julius Randle prevented RJ's growth, which is simply not true. Right. We can go down the line about the Julius Randle thing, but I just want to say something about whether Julius Randle is going to be here next season. I don't think that's the case because I believe his contract will get moved at the deadline. And the only way, I've said this before, the only way that Julius Randle is here is if the Knicks cannot find a trade at the deadline or they simply crap out on free agency and we don't have anybody else. Those are the only two situations because Obi Toppin is simply not ready yet.
And I'll say this though, Sim. This the follow what John said. Look, right. Last year was Julius Randle doing some of this, yes, but to me it was different. And what I mean by different was to me, Julius is playing to me more in the offensive flow of things versus last year. I felt like it was a little forced. It was a very just clunky. It was very just him. There's a lot of double teams and him not recognizing. I think this year his awareness has gotten a lot better to recognize, the open man better than last year. So I mean, again, right to me, these first two games are different from the games he played last year. Like I can only say I think this is the best Julius Randle we've seen since we got him.
So, but maybe, and I'm gonna find out what Tamel feels about Julius Randle. But maybe we always talk about development. Maybe it's just part of your development as a player that you got to learn how to deal with certain things. But we wasn't ready to let him learn. We wanted him to automatically be the best player. This, that, and the third. Tamel, how you feel about Randle, man?
I like Randle's game. He balls. He's definitely aggressive. Well, he brings that paint presence that we need. We just need a center. We need a center. Well, I mean, Robinson is dope. I like his game too. We just got a lot of young players, man. Mm-hmm. It's got a lot of young players that need to develop and need to, just keep balling, really. And then, but like with Randle, once again, we talking about a position that's in dire need of a point guard for him to really be flourishing the way he's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And so Randle's not going to be where he need to be until we get a point guard.
Yeah. Do you think he's going to be here, or you think Obi's going to replace him?
I don't know. I think Obi got a little ways to go. When I seen him in NBA speed, Randle, Randle, if he keeps teaching him how what to do and guiding him, he'd be a decent player. He looked good though. He's not NBA speed yet.
Yeah. I agree. He's got a little bit of work to do. Let me ask you, tomorrow we play the Bucks, man. We're gonna get into the Bucks. I'm gonna come to you, Cornerstone. You can jump in, and Tony. We play the Bucks tomorrow. What do you want to see from the Knicks tomorrow playing the Bucks?
I want to see RJ Barrett challenge my man Kumpo at least 4 times. At least. Mm-hmm. But we need, if Barrett's gonna be our star player, we need him to step up to the other star players that come out on the court.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait, hold on. You want him to guard Giannis?
No. No. I want him to step up and be a star.
Yes.
If Kumpo's defender blow by his defender, and is Barrett gonna stay there and just be like, oh man, my teammate got beat? Or is he gonna say, "Oh, that's Kumpo. I got my chance. Let me step up"? We need that from the superstar of our team. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right.
I know superstar that don't even do that.
I mean,
you bugging. You mean to tell me Kevin Durant ain't gonna step up? You see, we going back to these superstars. We don't have one of those. We need a Kevin Durant. We need a LeBron. We need a Kawhi. We need one of those dudes.
I wish we had one of those, but
yeah, we don't. They want to just keep drafting young top 10 draft picks. They need a trade.
Josh happy. Josh is happy right now. I'm gonna tell you right now, Josh is happy. He don't want to say nothing, but Josh is smiling inside, boy.
I've been saying it. Sam, you know I've been saying this since day one. I've been saying this since day one. I have not switched my position at all. I've been saying it since day one.
Yeah, I feel you. I know. Divine, man. Tomorrow night, what we got to do against Milwaukee? I mean, are we just gonna get stomped from the beginning, or what's up?
I think we just got to do what we've been doing, come out and compete. I mean, like I said, this is a new roster, these cats haven't gelled together. They only been playing together for the summer. So, I mean, I just think we got to come out like we did tonight, but play 48 minutes, not 3 quarters, and then we lose all our gas. I just think we just got to keep doing what we're doing, play 48 minutes, and we'll get there. I mean, it's the second game of the season. I think hopefully Alfred Payton have a better game. Hopefully Julius and Brooks had the same game they had. But I like the way them two roll. I think when Julius roll and Brooks roll, they be dumping that pass to each other.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind even if they put. I know we need shooting, but I wouldn't mind starting Burke just to see how I go with Alfred Payton, Burke, RJ. That way you got some 3-point shooters in there. I know Bullock can shoot it when he spotting up, but that's all he do. He just spot up. I think you throw Burke in there, at least he can penetrate, do all the other things. And my man, so I would like to see us just compete, man. We gonna get there. We just got to compete. Play 48 minutes, not 24 minutes. And hopefully we can get closer. It's a tough road right now, man. We got a bunch of young guys trying to learn, but I ain't mad. I think Ted's going to turn that team around. They're going to be better than I think they're going to be. I just think that there's only 2 games into the season, so ain't too much we can do but compete, really, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Just got to compete, man. That's all.
Tony, that one thing I like to just said, again, we played a good 24 minutes, right? Played a good 24 minutes, and then second half, that third quarter, we just, we can't handle the adjustments or we can't handle the intensity that the other team brings. Also, the end of quarters, like the end of the second quarter, we let teams go on a little bit of a run. Last 2-3 minutes of the quarter, we let teams go ahead, take a little bit of a spurt, and then now, we were up 3 points. I tell you what, we were up like 5 points, and Kevin Knox made a bad move, man. He got the rebound, and instead of trying to go back up or shoot the little bunny or just corral it, bring it down, he tried to pass it back out. The ball got picked off. They went down and scored. Julius Randle turned the ball over after that. They went down and scored. Next thing you know, it was a 1-point game. Then they went on a 9-0 run, and took a 5-point lead into halftime. You know what I'm saying? Like, the end of quarters, man, we got to learn how to play going into the end of quarters so that, we don't let teams get hot and go on a run. And then we got to have better focus coming out in the second half. Part of the problem is the war of attrition. You know what I'm saying? You don't have some of these other, you can throw a guy out there real quick that can just give you a quick spark of 8-9 points. That's probably what Quickly is good at, though. He gives you a quick spark when he comes out there on the floor and changes the look of the game. With this group lineup right here, without Quickly, we have nobody that changes the look of the game. Go ahead, Crow.
A couple of things I wanted to say. Divine had mentioned about Frank not being able to get a rhythm with the spot minutes and everything like that. I agree with that in a sense, but at the same time, it's the NBA. And what's the cliche saying that they always say? You have to be ready. You got to stay ready. When your opportunity comes, you have to be ready. So whether it's 47 seconds or 4 minutes or 48 minutes, like if you get the opportunity, you have to produce. Right. You know what I mean? Right now you on a short leash, you have to produce even more. You know what I mean? Once you start producing, your leash gets longer. You're able to make mistakes and still stay in the game. So, and Tibbs has been saying that since the preseason. People are gonna get their opportunities. They're gonna have to produce when they get the opportunities. It's always gonna be next man up.
That's correct.
Next
That's
man
correct.
up.
Yeah. Sim?
I was ready to I was ready for the smoke because the chat on the fantasy league, everybody was trashing Randle. It's the NBK Fantasy League. I assume somebody on here was going to be trashing Randle. Now everybody want to show some love. I appreciate that. So nobody wanted to smoke. So
we don't want to smoke, Tony.
But next game, I just want us to play hard and continue to improve. 48 minutes, that could win us a game, especially against these good teams. We showed a little bit. We showed a little bit tonight. We showed a little bit more, I think, offensively in that first game. So if we could just put it together, for a complete game, maybe we could sneak one out.
All right.
This rough start, like I said, is gonna be good for us because the rough start just means it's gonna get easy at some point. So if we get camaraderie now with these hard games, that's just gonna make the later games a little bit more easier.
All right. Hey, hold on. I'm gonna come to you. I promise you, Big Bubba. I'm on my way. Everybody else, give me a quick 30 seconds, man, on what you want to see for tomorrow, because I want to talk about Tamel and a couple of his projects. Real quick, 30 seconds, man. Go ahead, Josh.
I expect more of the same. Until the roster improves, I expect the Knicks to get blown out. Plain and simple. Listen. I'm all for the development and things like that, but I honestly don't think any development is taking place when you're losing by 20 points a night. This team needs more talent on it, and I expected this. I expected this year to be bad, and we'll see.
All right, Prince, go ahead, man.
I have to admit with Josh, we do need better talent, but it's not going to come with an overhaul overnight, Josh. Sorry, bro.
I agree.
With that, to piggyback what we was talking about earlier with Frank and just going forward for the team, I think all of us, I heard Raw Hebrew say this, and I think some of us, we listen to Tom Thibodeau in the news conferences and stuff like that, and we don't listen to what he's saying. He said clearly, I'm putting the best players on the court that I can win a game with. So if Frank ain't one of those guys, y'all, I'm sorry. He's just not one of those guys. And it sucks that one of the best guys that Tom Thibodeau believes to help him win is Alfred Payton. So that goes back to what me and Josh just said. We just got to, we just need better play or better players. And right now we don't have the players, so we just got to get better play from the players that we have. So with that, Sim, just hopefully tomorrow we just don't get blasted by 50. A resilient effort is exactly what I'm looking for, is us to continue to play Tom Thibodeau's basketball, share the ball. Hopefully the ball falls for us, and, we just don't get blasted. And that's just really
just don't get blasted.
Don't get blasted.
Big Bubba, go ahead, man.
So yeah, just to point out, say something about what Josh was saying about like losing and stuff for these young players. I want really people to understand that everybody lost. You know what I'm saying? There was a team with Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook. They won like 20, 30 games. You know what I'm saying? So like losing is part of you being a young team. And again, I'm not saying that the Knicks have a Kevin Durant or Russell Westbrook or James Harden on the team, but we're gonna take those lumpings. Like at the end of the day, our best chance to win a game was against Indiana, a playoff team. You know what I'm saying? So we have Indiana, Sixers, and Milwaukee. Those teams were all three playoff teams that, they had deep runs to a certain extent. So again, this is a young team. Audrey will be fine. We definitely need to find out our point guard position. And speaking of point guard position, I will say this though, Sim. Our point guard in the future is definitely looking good, which I'm going to do a video about on the NBK.
Man, look, man, can you talk to us about what you think real quick about tomorrow? You only got 15 seconds.
All right, 15 seconds.
Go on to all these other things, man.
Wholeheartedly, though, seriously, I do think that RJ will bounce back. And then, we're going to have people saying, RJ the superstar if he scores 30. But, yeah, so just play hard. Listen, we have played 24 great minutes. We have to put 48 minutes all together. Let's just play hard. Let's do our best. I think there's going to be a couple more young guys that play tomorrow because of the back-to-back. And like I said, I think RJ is going to step up tomorrow. And we're going to play good defense, and we can build a wall around Giannis, which is hard to do because we're a young team that doesn't know true defensive lineups yet. We can do something. I think we really can. But we'll see.
All right.
We'll see.
Justin, real quick, man.
I mean, like I said, just compete tomorrow. Don't be so far 2 games they've been a 48-minute team in the first half. Just compete in the second half. That's all. I feel like if they compete in the second half, they could be in any game right now. They so far in every game they've been in the game after the end of the first. It's just the second half has kind of been like The Walking Dead or something. But just compete in the second half and see what happens.
Right.
I'll be happy if they lose by 3 points instead of 30. You know.
Yeah. I feel you. I mean, just a quick rundown tomorrow, and again tomorrow at 3:30, I will be doing a game preview. The Bucks average 130 points per game, y'all. 129.5. The Knicks average 98. The Knicks have been getting out rebounded the first 2 games of the season. The Bucks average 56 rebounds. The Knicks 41.5. Both teams average 22 assists. The Bucks shoot 53% from the field. The Knicks 42.3. The Bucks shoot 47% from 3. The Knicks 35.1. It's gonna be it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one, man. Looking at their leading scorer right now, their leading scorer is Chris Middleton with 29 a game. The Knicks our leading scorer is Alec Burks with 22. Julius Randle leads us in rebound. Giannis leads them in rebound with 13. Chris Middleton leads them in assists with 6.5. Randle leads us in assists with 6. It's going to be we're going to have to really come out and play some ball if we want to have a chance to beat these dudes or to even compete. You know what I'm saying? We got to come out and really play some ball. It's not
we
going
in
to
New
be
York
easy.
or Milwaukee?
I think we're in New York. We're still in New York. Yeah.
I mean, they got the defense. You could attack the defense. I think they could compete if you just attack it.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to do a deeper breakdown tomorrow at 3:30, but right now what I want to do is Tamel.
Really?
For those of you I didn't get to the cornerstone. Hold on, Tamel. Let me get the cornerstone. Let me get the cornerstone. Go ahead, cornerstone. My bad. My bad. I missed you. I missed you. My bad. Go ahead, cornerstone.
10 extra seconds, and you ain't gonna come to me. That's good. That's good, Stan. That's good.
Go ahead, man.
Real quick. I just want you to compete tomorrow, and I want to make Bobby Portis's life a living hell tomorrow. I don't want him, living against us.
Worry about Bobby Portis. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it. Oh, fuss for that. That he want to make Bobby Porter's life living hell. Man, Tamel, man.
I'm just trying to live by the rules. Right? I had a little. There you go.
This man.
You said we got Giannis, but we want Bobby Portis.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, we got Tamel Griffin here with us. He is the son of the legendary Rakim. If you don't know who Rakim is, then you know what I'm saying. Then we got some problems if you don't know who Rakim is. But Tamel, man, tell us what's going on, man.
Man, everything. Just keeping momentum. I got an album out called Home. Dropping in July, so on all platforms. Still in the run, still running it up. Mm-hmm. I got some new things coming out. Me and my brother working on a project. And then I just got I got a joint with Polo Visions coming out too, a little EP.
Okay,
It's a bunch of it's my dude, man. It's a bunch of things I got coming. A lot of specialties, a lot of surprises and things on the album, on the tracks too. I don't want to give it away because they ain't really. I want them to hear it, so you might as well just stay tuned. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So how's everything going with the record? I mean, the record, ladies and gentlemen, y'all need to go check out the record. It's called Home. You can find it on all platforms, and it's dope. And if you guys, don't expect to hear Rakim. You're gonna hear Tamel. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing because Tamel is dope, man. You want to talk just a little bit about a couple of the tracks that's on the album, and a couple of standout tracks that they should look forward to.
I got one of my favorite joints off the album is called "Thank You." It's the last joint on the album. My brother produced it. And it's just thanking fans and thanking people that came across my life that either lit the fire or tried to put the fire out. I got another joint called Bubble too, which is crazy that the NBA played in the bubble and all that this summer. And but it's coming out that bubble, coming out that shell. You know what I'm saying? It's just when you get to a certain part of life, you gotta either pop that bubble or you're gonna just stay there and be stuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I remember when we were on the front stoop and we listened to we were checking that joint out. It was dope. That bubble joint is dope. Now on some of the new stuff that you got coming out, you got your brother producing on that too?
Yeah, we doing it's me and him producing this album we got. It's called Bloodline. It'll probably drop like next year, summertime, but I'm gonna start dropping these singles this month. I got a single this in January coming called Opulent. That's coming out in January. But yeah, I'm me and him producing it, and then I got a track with Chris Rivers coming soon. I got and then Razcast, my boy Razcast blessed me too.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, I'll be definitely gonna be looking forward to that. That's gonna be on the new joint coming out.
That's the joint with me and Razcast and Polo. It's me and him. I got two projects on the way, so I'm definitely trying to saturate the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. That's what's up, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, why don't you tell everybody where they could find you? You know what I'm saying, so they can go check out the album and everything.
Y'all can follow me. Yeah, y'all can follow me official Tamel on Instagram, and then just Tamel on Facebook, TAHMELL. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm on YouTube. The YouTube page is Family First Music Group. It's straight up Family First Music Group. You'll find all the videos there. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna be making noise, and I'll definitely let it come back too when everything is out, so we can hit that again.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. You know what I mean? Like, yes, this is the same link, man. So anytime you want to jump in there, you can feel free to just jump in. You know what I mean? Just jump in and talk to us about the game, whatever it is.
Yeah, I'll be watching my Knicks all the time, so I'm definitely gonna chime in.
Yeah, so whenever you're free, just jump in, man. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm putting the link in the chat, and it'll be in the description of this video. You can go check out Tamel on his Instagram page. I'm putting his I just put his link in the chat. You can go check him out. Check out his music. Name of the album, again, I'm gonna flash it across the screen. It's called Home. It was released in July, and it's a dope album. You know what I mean? Go check it out. Definitely go check that out. It's a dope album.
And I got some merch coming too. I got merch coming. This little shirt right here, Home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what's up.
All that coming. You know what I'm saying? Just want to throw that out.
That's what's up. When you gonna do a track with your pops though?
That's gonna be that's like people saying when is Mike Jordan gonna come back out of retirement? We just don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
We just don't know, man. Well, that's definitely in the works though. A lot of different things we've been doing together lately. So beats and all that. So it's a lot of things in the works. Word up.
That's what's up. Yeah, no doubt. Hey, man, we appreciate you coming on. And again, like I said, anytime you can feel free to jump in. You got something, when everything starts to drop, just let me know, man. It's open for you.
Yes, sir.
It's
yes,
open
sir,
to
man.
you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Word up.
yeah, definitely appreciate you, man. Any last words by anybody, man? Any last Knicks words y'all want to get in there before we jump out of here? Tamel, I'll start with you. Any last words about the Knicks you want to get in before we get out of here?
We need everybody to be healthy and play their hardest, so us as fans can have something to enjoy. I wouldn't mind the Knicks. Now this is me as a Knicks fan. I wouldn't mind the Knicks playing their hardest and losing by 1 point. That's the best thing that I could at least watch right now. You know what I'm saying? But that's at least showing us growth and showing them that they got some fight. But hopefully they all healthy at the same time and they could give us something to watch.
Yeah, no doubt. Divine?
Oh, yeah, man. One quick note to me. I hope everything go well with your career, brother. It's a pleasure meeting you on the chat, man. I was a big fan of your father, A alike, B alike, C alike, brother. That's real, you know what I mean? But
appreciate
on
that.
a brother note, Nick, we just keep playing hard, man, and just go in and put in a good effort, man. Like I said, 48 minutes, and let the chips fall where they may. But I think we keep competing. Hopefully we can, pull one out one day. But I think we're gonna be good. I'm keeping my spirits up when it comes to the Knicks, man, because I believe Tom Thibodeau is gonna make that team do better than people think they're gonna do. But let me ask you a question, Sid, right quick before we hang up. Would y'all do Julius Randle or anybody? Now we talking about superstar. Would Josh was here for James Harden?
You said what we do? Who?
Y'all do Julius Randle and a couple of packs. They got talking about Harden on the trading block. We need a superstar in New York. Would y'all do anything with Harden if you had to throw in Randle and a couple other first round picks?
I mean, I'm not stuck on Randle Randle is the superstar of the future. You know what I'm saying? If you got to move Randle to get a star, then
that's what I'm saying. Okay, I got you.
You do it. You know what I'm saying? You got to move Randle to get a star, you do it. You know what I mean? That's what you do. T. Crow.
Oh, as always, shout out to the chat. Yo, Black is time. Sin, keep doing your thing, my brother.
All right, appreciate you, man. Josh?
Salute.
Answer your question, absolutely. The Knicks have a whole bunch of draft picks in the next couple of years. We got more than a lot of teams, pretty much with the exception of 2 other teams, we have draft picks. So if the opportunity arises itself, we don't have to give up too much. Yes, I'm at least picking up the phone to inquire about James Harden because superstars win in the NBA. It's a player-driven league.
Okay. All right. Big Bubba, man. Big Bubba.
First and foremost, man, Tom Mill, man, when you come back to New Haven, I need to get a chain, bro. You gotta let me rock one of them chains. When you come to Haven, bro, just let me get one of them chains, bro. Let me get one of them. I need to stun on everybody real quick, bro.
Yeah, he rocking that green right now, man. Like, damn, I'm in a t-shirt right now. You rocking?
You made it like now. He did come here to make us look bad. Like he did. I get y'all producing music, bro.
Y'all got the fly Nick gear on. You know what I'm saying? I had to shine somewhere.
The fly Nick gear. That's what. Got diamond chain on the fly. Hey, no, but no, said man. I just really want to say, man, I'm so happy that you back, bro. I miss talking to everybody here, even Josh. I miss everybody here. I'm glad that you back. Listen, you haters, stop blocking my man's greatness. I'm saying it. Stop blocking my man's greatness. Y'all stop acting like some little 12-year-old trolls. Stop doing He not gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it. Stop messing with my man, yo. He ain't bothering nobody. He doing his own thing. Let him be great. We all Knicks fans. We watch everybody. We all know we all the Knicks community. Let us all be great. We can all shine. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm glad you back, brother. Can't wait to, let's keep doing these videos, man.
Nothing but Knicks.
Nothing but Knicks, baby. That's it.
Cooking with Chef Zay. We're gonna see what the next meal is. We're gonna be back. We're getting back on.
Listen, I need to know the rap. So I can't cook without chains on. So I need to change. I can't cook without chains on.
I need 2 plates. I'm gonna need 2 plates then.
Okay. You got the whole damn house when we get a change. Oh man!
Go ahead, Justin.
Junior for your pizza, Isaiah.
Go ahead, Justin. Give us last word real quick, man, before we get out of here.
I'm happy the MBK on YouTube is back.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I knew it was gonna be popping tonight after this, little disaster loss we had, and it definitely is, especially with Uncle Fulio. I'm gonna give a to Uncle Fulio because I feel like he's the new Mark of the chat.
Oh, I can't.
You gonna have Mark explode, go crazy in the comments.
Word.
Well, he's getting there though.
I mean, if we would have won, it would have really been crazy. But we had our 500-600, so we good. We good. But anyway, man, I'll be on tomorrow at 3:30 as we do a game preview, man. The Knicks versus the Bucks. It has a chance to be a scary one, ladies and gentlemen, but be all right. I mean, last year against the Bucks, I don't even want to talk about what we did last year against the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? When we played the Bucks last year, we got smacked by 20 in every game, I think. Maybe one of them was 15. You know what I mean? That's tough. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'll catch you tomorrow at 3:30. Knicks versus the Bucks game preview. I'm out. Peace.